Hello and welcome to the Star Citizen News and Weekly Review. First looking at the headlines for the week ending the 31st of January 2016 and then moving on to a more in-depth look at the news from official sources. This week's headlines: Star Citizen Alpha 2.1.2 released, Star Citizen Freeflight Week, and the Star Citizen PU and Squadron 42 to be sold separately from the 14th of February. The latest version of Star Citizen Alpha 2.1.2 has been released on the live servers. It's a minor patch fixing a few bugs and issues identified recently, but the rapid release of patches and fixes now is a great thing to see, and I hope to see this pace maintained in the future. Also paired with this release was the launch of the Freeflight Week. All players, whether they have ships or game packages or not, will have access to play Star Citizen for the next week. All you need to do is create an account to have access. Freeflight accounts will also gain access to the Aurora LN, F-7C Hornet and Mustang Delta ships to fly during that week. Now is a great time to recruit or show off Star Citizen to people that are on the fence. Be sure to use someone's referral code so that you both get a little bonus. From February 14th, game packages for Star Citizen, so the PU, the online version, and Squadron 42, the single-player campaign, will be split and sold separately. If you have already bought a package, you'll have both games, but after the February 14th date, new packages purchased will have to purchase them both separately. That's it for the headlines this week. Let's have a look at 10 for the Chairman, Reverse the Verse Subscriber Special, Around the Verse, and the normal Reverse the Verse that was done this week. In 10 for the Chairman, episode 75, Chris Roberts imparted a variety of different informational nuggets. In regards to two-step verification logins, we'll be getting some form of two-step verification soon. It's currently being worked on. In regards to ship statuses for on- and offline players, when an owner of a ship dies or logs out, that ship will stay where it is. It doesn't vanish unless they've logged out in a safe zone. They'll be implementing ways so this can't be exploited, and things like this will be slowly added into the mini PU and then be iterated upon. In regards to what gaming rigs and computers you'll need to be able to play the game will continue to be optimised a lot. Even in the latest few patches, there's been noticeable improvements. Most of the optimisation work will be done closer to the actual full game's completion. The idea is to have mid-level machines happily playing the game. In regards to picking up objects on planets and collecting things, you'll be able to collect things from the places you visit, like fauna, but there might be hunting as well, for example, that you'll be able to get trophies from, be able to get stags' heads or whatever. In regards to griefing, they get questions about griefing very often. They don't want to nanny state the mini PU. When reputation and bounties, and there are repercussions for actions, there should help curve the griefing that's currently in-game at the moment, or at least what's perceived to be griefing. In a near future patch, there will be an enforcement system. If you attack a player or civilian, and are seen doing that by someone or a comrade, then you'll have police or bounties on you. This could lead to players trying to turn off the arrays to try and ambush other players and that sort of stuff, get some emergent gameplay, and this is a nice way of stopping just random killing. Multi-monitor HUDs. So you're going to be able to customize your HUD, and there will be various functionalities and systems based on your cockpit, based on your actual ship and the systems you have. But they're not planning a multi-monitor HUD system specifically for multi-monitors. Large ship damage control lockers. So larger ships will have gameplay where internal damage will need to be repaired or patched quickly in the field or during combat. So there will be lockers or areas of the ship that will have repair tools if you've put repair tools there, or fuses or whatever, and if a fuse blows, like a turret at the back of the ship, you're going to need to replace that fuse to provide power to get that turret back online. Patches before the next milestones. There isn't a Star Citizen Alpha 3.0 planned out at the moment. They're all versions at the moment that are currently planned are 2.x versions, but these versions will still have major updates. An extremely controversial question and answer here was Star Marine's future. So Star Marine is still coming in the future. The basic FPS integration was added in Star Citizen Alpha 2.0, and will continue to be updated in 2.2 onwards. 2.2, for example, has cover system for FPS, so you're going to be able to hide behind cover and that sort of stuff. But they plan to add stances, vaulting, new weapons, armor, and once all these are there and they have other basics implemented, they will turn on the Star Marine Gold Horizon map. Star Marine will eventually be its own game mode, and basically what Star Marine adds to the mix is the same thing that Arena Commander does. It'll be a matchmaking system with 2 teams and a scoreboard that you'll be able to jump into, and it will exist in a virtual reality version of Star Citizen where you're effectively safe. When the PU comes online, if you die, you basically lose life and have a chance for permadeath. In Star Marine, you'll just respawn. You're in an arcade virtual reality game. But the actual functionality of first-person shooter is currently being implemented into the game. And in regards to dogfights through space stations, there will be close-in dogfighting, low-flying combat around stations and asteroid fields and that sort of stuff. The main problem they have at the moment is getting the AI smart enough to fly around structures and asteroids repeatedly, sensibly, and not exploding, crashing, or ramming into stuff, or being able to be juked into stuff easily. On the subscriber special of Reverse the Verse, the very knowledgeable Sean Tracy answered a variety of subscriber-only questions. Physicalized EVA is not going to be in Star Citizen Alpha 2.2, but they are working on it. It's going to be a ragdoll EVA, rigid bones and animations blended together. Gravity generators can be used tactically in the game to cause people to fall to the ground, or to turn on gravity or turn off gravity whenever you need to for any given situation. The FPS animations are being worked on and are making a lot of progress. Jukes are still an issue, but the animations look a lot more realistic now though. Work is continuing on the multi-crew turrets to get them working properly. They keep testing and improving them. They are also working on an ELO system for matchmaking. This is to get matches correctly balanced. It works out your skill level and matches you against similar skills, or at least balances teams in Arena Commander to have similar numbers. This should come online soon, and we should get a lot more balanced games. There isn't bullet drop in the game at the moment. There might be in the future though. Players inside local physics grids in ships at the moment can't be killed. It's a bug and it will be fixed. They are working on a piercing system for damage, so this works out how much damage, how deep damage will penetrate into a ship through different materials and armour, dealing damage to interior components or just the exterior hull. The SciTech pre-orders for the HOTAS and keyboard are still delayed, but they are coming. The game will have voice over IP and positional audio. There is a better party system also in the works. Approaching planets and being near sources of gravity will affect ships' performance. There are now one-use pledge buyback store credit tokens which have been distributed to everyone. This allows you to repurchase one of your previously melted ships with store credit. You can find the pledge buyback tool in the My Hangar section of the RSI website. Tokens regenerate once every 3 months, but do not stack. Customer services will no longer be able to manually unmelt ships. In Around the Verse Season 2, Episode 16, we found out a lot about what these studios from around the world were doing. In the Los Angeles studio, they're working on some additional Caterpillar concepts. They're also working on some more character clothing. That's all in concept phase at the moment. EVA HUD is also being worked on, and they've been cleaning up thruster effects on ships. Down in the Austin office, they're improving the party system as well. That's all been finished at their end now, improvements to the party system. It will allocate space for party members in a server, which is a welcome change. Hurston's shops are being white boxed at the moment. It is a hero location, a hero landing zone, so it's getting a lot of love. There's going to be lots of blue collar and some white collar fashion there to buy too. There's a Hurston Dynamics weapon store down in Hurston as well. That's going to be like a specialist Hurston weapon store. There's also a reclamation disposal there too. And this is going to be of interest to salvagers. You're going to be able to sell a lot of your salvage here. Soon they will hand off the city and the landing zone to Concept for paintovers. And the xi'an Scout has had its first lighting pass completed, and it will be in our hands relatively soon. Down in the Foundry 42 UK sunny office, the mini summit has been completed for Squadron 42. Everyone's now back in their respective studios and all have their schedules planned. The live team is working on the audio distortion bug that we had on 2.1, and they're also sorting through all of that mocap data and video that they have. In the Foundry 42 Frankfurt office, the German studio continues to work on various aspects of the game, working on patch update improvements, so there's going to be less data pass through for us. Tools for cinematics they're working on as well, allowing them to pull scenes together more easily. And they're getting into some of the physics stuff for the procedural planets. They've also been working on perception refactoring and audio perception, so like the way sound will travel based on the environment. This week's ATV interview was with Mark Skelton, the US art director, and in ATV's Ship Shape they talk in depth about the flight model and intelligent flight computer system. This week's MVP was Frugal for his Learn to Fly video. Congrats for you for getting MVP, very good video there. The art sneak peek as well was the Scourge Apocalypse Arms railgun. It's an FPS weapon and it's good to see some stuff like this, big handheld weapons. In the normal Reverse the Verse this week, there were a variety of other notes given to us which are quite interesting. On Monday the 1st of February, there will be a new subscriber landing page, as well as some revamped subscriber perks. There are currently 3 ships as well in concept, the Pirate Interceptor, the Small Corvette, and the Prowler, which is the Tavaran boarding ship. The Starfarer will be hangar ready and coming to us very soon, although there's no set date at the moment, and Gemini owners will get a hangar loaner of a normal Starfarer too. The Reliant might be out for Star Citizen Alpha 2.2, but no promises. The shopping system for Kasaba and the clothing that will be released is just their first early iteration of it, and it will continue to receive improvements. They acknowledge that the holotable is currently bad, and they are working on a plan for something better. The Caterpillar work is going well. The Carrack's internals will be finished once the Caterpillar is done. The railgun that we saw in the sneak peek earlier is actually an anti-spacecraft weapon, shoulder-mounted superpower railgun thing. I love this. The next great Star Marine is being shot in March as well, and stay tuned for that. There was also an interview with Gillian Anderson about Squadron 42 and her work that she did with the mocap there. If you're interested in that, take a look. It's a nice behind-the-scenes look at it, and it's good to see her opinions and views on the project as she was working on it. Anyway, guys, that's all we've got time for from the Star Citizen News and Weekly Review this week. Please take care. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does help me. Give me comments on below if you think I should do any improvements, or you've got any other news, or you want me to look at a particular ship or video, or suggestions on content. It all really does help me, and I will see you in the verse. And thank you so much to my Patreons. You guys, an extra little bit you give really genuinely helps, especially some of the ideas that you give me and the pep talks that you give me. I really appreciate that, guys. Thank you so much. Feel free to contact me anytime. You've got all my details. You guys are legends. Thank you so much.